Good morning and welcome to A Morning with Mike. It's Monday morning. It's time to get our day and our week started. I hope you're starting off and you're feeling great so far. We're going to get fired up this morning, talk about a couple Bible verses. I decided I would do that this morning. I had a couple in here. Let me get over to the chat. So if you are joining live, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Do me a favor, make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you share the stream, click the little notification icon so you get notified when I'm sharing these Monday morning messages. And then I've got several other shows and podcasts that I'd love to have you participate in as well. And if you're watching later, thank you so much. If you know of somebody else that needs to hear this message or that you would like to share this message with, share it with them. That'd be fantastic. So this morning, as we do each morning, I share from the New Living Translation version. This is Every Man's Bible, and I generally get right into it. So I'm going to be reading from the book of Hebrews this morning. It says, what's this book about? Hebrews was written to Jewish converts to reinforce their current faith, and it's the overriding message of the book is that Jesus is superior. Hebrews 11:1-3 says, and these are great examples of faith. As I was going through this, one of the reasons, I share with everybody very openly that often I'll take the things that are affecting me, like in the day, in the week, that I want to be able to share and be able to impact and just lift somebody else up, because I know if I'm experiencing some of these things that you may be too. So these are great examples of faith. 11:1-3. Faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us the assurance about things we cannot see. Verse 2, through their faith, the people in days of old earned a good reputation. 3, by faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. Now, this is essential to our faith as Christians. In our faith, we trust the things in Scripture, that they're true, and that everything in the Bible either was in being or is coming into being. Faith is having the confidence in these past things. It's the confidence in these stories and the coming of the future things that God is revealing here in his written word. And we know that unquestionably those will happen. As we talk about in the first verse, the first verse here says, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It's the evidence of things we cannot see. It's that deep-rooted belief. It's that understanding. It's that trust that we have an absolute confidence and understanding in the word. It's trusting on the reliance of God. In context here, it's not just a belief or blind assumption. Right? It's not just us thinking, well, this could, right? Even if we don't know what fully lies ahead, it's to follow God with that absolute confidence. So in that first verse, faith shows the reality of what we hope for. It is evidence of things we cannot see. So even if you can't see them, we know that we can feel them. We know that we can experience faith in our lives. Faith is a form of trust in him. It's that absolute confidence, right? This is where it comes into that second verse. Through their faith, the people in days of old earned a good reputation, right? They had that unwavering confidence. We all earn a good reputation through trust, right? So even or as we experience and explore our faith more, we continue to build more trust, which is a foundation for a good reputation. As we get into the third verse here, where it says, by faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, and what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. God created everything, right, from nothing that can be seen. This third verse continues to define faith. The point here is to explain by faith, and it kind of combines our sense of what's the past, the present, and then what is in the future. In fact, earlier verses in the Bible describe faith as looking forward to things that are hoped for, things that are not seen. And as we talk about hope, as we talk about faith, because one thing, part of the reason that I picked these verses, as I get into this morning, part of what is going through my head, right? I got to kind of get this through the camera screen to get the idea through what is going through my head and heart. And the whole context of this idea and having faith in a greater power. And oftentimes I'm tested on my faith. I know you're tested on your faith. We're all tested at times because we have this deep-rooted and unwavering trust in God. And you can be tested either internally, we start to question, or externally, people start to question us. We've all heard the saying, for example, like, people say, I've lost my faith in humanity. Well, your faith should be in God. It should be in him. Or, that's restored my faith in humanity, right? It's always talking about trust and confidence and the way that we view other people. And so here's one of the things to consider this morning as we're talking when it comes to faith, because people will say, well, how do you know? Like, how, if faith shows the things that we hope for, like you can't see it, you can't put your arms around faith. So people question that at times. They'll question that trust. They'll question the fortitude that we as Christians have in our faith. Well, here's the question I would pose to them, because most people, like in this world, people of this world have experienced love. You've experienced love for another person or with another person. And so I ask people, like, well, how do you, if you're questioning if God exists, if you're questioning my confidence and my faith in him, if you're questioning those things, an outside person, well, how do you know love exists? And people say, well, I just feel it. I just know it. Like, we have such a deep-rooted confidence and trust in our own feelings. And so as a Christian, it's the same thing in our faith. We just know. We just have that deep-rooted confidence and absolute truth and absolute knowledge in our godly faith. Right? And it really, truly is demonstrated when we trust and we know ourselves and we know him. So I encourage you, the encouragement this morning, I'm going to reread all three of those verses. So just in case somebody's joining here later, you're catching the whole thing here. It's Hebrews chapter 11, verses 1-3 says, faith is the confidence that what we hope for will actually happen. It gives us assurance about things we cannot see. Through their faith, the people in days of old earned a good reputation. By faith, we understand that the entire universe was formed at God's command, that what we now see did not come from anything that can be seen. So I encourage you, as you are heading out into your week, as you're heading out to interact with other people, as you have this complete faith and confidence and trust in him, and you allow that to be shown through you to others. I encourage you, keep your trust in him and be a faith spreader this week. Enter into some of those hard conversations when people are questioning faith. When you start to question your own faith, and we all do, but know that he is going to restore that into you from that which is unseen. So hold on to it, have that trust and confidence. I appreciate you. That's kind of the tail end of it this morning. So I appreciate the people that are taking the time to tune in and join me live. And if you are watching later, make sure, again, if you have somebody that could use this message, if you think, man, they could really hear this message on faith, please share it with them. And God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Make sure you tune in each Monday morning, 7:15 a.m., while we explore another verse from the Bible. So thank you so much, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon, everybody.